What if your future isn't something you create, but something you're remembering? What if every decision, every dream, even watching this video, was set in motion long before you were born? In a world that values free will, personal choice, and the belief that we shape our own destinies, there's a hidden paradox that quietly shapes everything: time. To us, time feels like a straight line, like a movie playing one scene after another. The past is behind us, the future is ahead. But according to cutting-edge physics, ancient spiritual wisdom, and metaphysical insight, the truth might be much more complex. What if all moments, past, present, and future, are actually happening at once? Could it be that you're not writing your story as you go, but following a path your soul already knows? In this video, we'll explore the science of space-time, multi-dimensional consciousness, and the fascinating idea that your future may already be written into the universe itself. So do you still get to choose your path, or is free will just part of the illusion? Stick around until the end, because we're going to challenge everything you think you know about yourself and reveal why you might be far more cosmic than you've ever imagined. Get ready, humans. Welcome to AstralBreeds, True Oneness. Before we begin, don't forget to leave us a like and subscribe to join the collective. Now, fellow human, buckle up. Let's start with the scientific cornerstone, Einstein's theory of relativity. In relativity, time is not a flowing river. It's a dimension, like width or height. All points in time, past, present, future, exist simultaneously in a 4D block known as spacetime. According to relativity, time and space are not separate. They're fused into a 4D continuum. Now, when you're moving through space, you're also slicing through time at an angle. This is known as the block universe theory, a mind-bending idea suggesting that the past, present, and future all exist simultaneously in a 4-dimensional block of space-time. It's not just speculation, it's mathematically grounded in Einstein's theory of relativity, which shows that time is fundamentally connected with space. To grasp this concept, picture a book where every page represents a moment in time, past, present, or future. All the pages are already there, fully written and unchanging. In the block universe model, this is how reality is structured. Every moment in time exists simultaneously, like pages in a bound volume. Now, according to Einstein's theory of relativity, observers moving at different speeds or in different gravitational fields can actually experience different nows. In other words, while one observer might perceive a moment you call the future, another could still be experiencing what you see as the past. It's like two people reading the book, but starting on different chapters. According to the block theory, time is not something that moves forward, but a dimension already fully laid out, like the pages in the book, all stacked up on each other. What we end up with is a block of time that holds the entire history of the universe. Every moment that has ever happened or will ever happen exists within it. In this stack of time, each page represents a complete snapshot of the universe at a particular instant. You, as an observer, don't flip these pages. You simply traverse them along a path called your world line, which cuts through the block at a particular angle. Practically speaking, that angle is determined by your velocity and even by the strength of nearby gravitational fields. If you're standing still relative to the block, your slice is straight across, one page after the next in perfect sequence. But the moment you speed up, your world line tilts, and you begin to intersect those pages at a diagonal. That diagonal slice includes bits of pages that someone moving more slowly or in a different direction wouldn't reach at the same moment. This is why two observers in relative motion can legitimately disagree on which events are happening now. What changes is which combination of those events your particular slice intersects. So, when we call time a laid-out dimension, what we really mean is that there is no objective flow or becoming in the block, only an unchanging catalog of all events. Our sensation of time passing comes from the fact that as we move or slice through it, we sequentially experience different pages of that catalog. Each new now is simply the next point along our tilted slice through the 4-dimensional tapestry of spacetime. This idea originates from the theory of eternalism in the philosophy of time, which holds that all moments, past, present, and future, are equally real and existent. There is no ontologically privileged now. Physically, relativity replaces the notion of absolute simultaneity with a dependence on an observer's motion, so different observers literally slice the same 4-dimensional space-time block in different ways. That idea feels strange, almost counterintuitive. After all, we only experience the now as real, right? So how can both the past and the future also exist right now? The catch is, according to Einstein's relativity, they kind of have to. How does this work? First of all, what we commonly experience as the flow of time may likely be a product of how our brains are wired, a cognitive construct. Neuroscientific research shows that the human brain is designed to process information in a linear sequence, focusing only on what it identifies as the present moment. This aligns with findings in cognitive neuroscience, where studies using fMRI and EEG scans reveal that our perception of time is tightly linked to neural mechanisms in areas like the prefrontal cortex and the insular cortex, regions responsible for integrating sensory input, managing attention, and constructing our sense of self over time. In essence, the now we experience may be nothing more than a constructed spotlight of consciousness. Researchers have identified a link between time perception and the brain's default mode network, a network active during rest and introspection, suggesting that our perception of past, present, and future is deeply embedded in the brain's intrinsic activity. Time perception is not merely a psychological phenomenon, but a neurological one. Our experience and perception of time is deeply rooted in the inherent and natural mechanisms of our brain, and is not solely based on external factors like clocks or events. This link proposes that consciousness does not generate time, but rather navigates it, that our conscious awareness simply moves through fixed points one at a time, revealing only one page while the rest remain unseen, yet still very much there. This means the idea of a single universal present moment starts to fall apart. To put it simply, relativity tells us that space and time aren't separate entities. They're connected together into a single continuum called spacetime. So whenever you move through space, you're also traveling through time within this four-dimensional structure. Because of this, time doesn't tick the same for everyone. How fast you move or how close you are to a massive object can actually change how time flows for you. Space-time isn't just a passive stage where events unfold. It's dynamic and alive. Massive objects like stars and black holes actually bend and warp the space-time fabric around them. The heavier the object, the deeper the dip. Light and time itself curve around these distortions. This warping of space-time is what gives us gravity. We're not being pulled to the Earth. We're sliding along the curves of space-time created by Earth's mass. In this framework, what we call the present isn't some absolute universal moment. It's just a slice of the space-time block, and that slice looks different depending on how you're moving and how fast. Your now is not the now. It's just your version of it. Across the cosmos, countless other nows exist simultaneously, all just as valid. So if there's no single present moment, then there's no single past or future either. Wild, right? So how does that actually play out? Let's imagine 3 high-tech space probes launched from Earth, each taking a different path through the galaxy. Probe A. This probe drifts slowly, parked about 1 million kilometers from Earth, effectively motionless relative to us. Because its speed is negligible, time for it passes almost exactly as it does for you. If we had a faster-than-light communication system, you could converse in real time. Both you and Probe A would agree on what now means. Probe B. The second probe rockets away from Earth at 30,000 kilometers per second, about 10% the speed of light. According to Einstein's special relativity, from our Earthbound perspective, Probe B's clock lags behind yours. In Probe B's own frame, its now could align with what you call the year 1900. The faster it travels, the more its present drifts into what we'd consider the past. Probe C. Now picture the third probe speeding back toward Earth at the same 30,000 kilometers per second, but in the opposite direction. This reverse motion tilts its slice of now the other way, so that from Probe C's viewpoint, it might be synchronized with your future. Say, the year 2200. In its frame, it's experiencing a moment you haven't reached yet. All 3 probes exist together in the same 4-dimensional block of space-time. Their differing velocities simply change the angle at which each one cuts through that block. So, we've got 3 probes, all launched from Earth, but each one experiencing a different present depending on its speed and direction. One sees your current time, one sees a century ago, and one sees a century ahead. So which one is right? Well, according to relativity, they're all right. There's no such thing as a single universal present moment. Every observer has their own version of now, shaped by their motion through space. So what does this mean? This implies that the separation between past, present, and future is nothing more than an illusion created by the mind. The universe isn't a collection of events unfolding over time, like scenes in a film. It's a fixed structure, a timeless block where past, present, and future exist simultaneously and equally. But how is that even possible? Imagine a region of space so distant, it lies beyond the limits of our observable universe. Light from that place has never reached us, and never will, not even in 1 trillion years. We can't observe it, can't travel to it, and yet by all scientific reasoning, it exists. Its reality doesn't depend on our ability to see it. Now shift that idea to time. What if the future is just like that distant galaxy, real yet unreachable from our current moment? If time isn't something that flows, but something that already exists, then the universe isn't a sequence of events unfolding one after the other. It's a complete, four-dimensional structure, a timeless entity in which every moment, from the birth of the first stars to the rise of civilizations yet to come, coexists simultaneously. From this perspective, the future is not a blank canvas. It's a fully formed landscape. Every decision, every outcome, every heartbeat is already woven into the cosmic fabric. And yet, if every point in time already exists, then free will becomes a kind of illusion. If everything is fixed, then your choice to keep watching this video or leave right now was encoded into the universe from the very beginning, when time itself began. But if the future already exists in the block universe, can we control it? Here's where things get wild. If every moment in time, past, present, and future, is equally real, then your future is not just a vague possibility, but an already existing structure embedded into the fabric of space-time. In this sense, it's there, just not here yet. Now, this might sound like everything is predestined, as if you're a puppet moving through a cosmic script, but quantum mechanics throws a wrench into that. While the block universe suggests that all events are there, quantum physics suggests that which version you experience depends on probability, choice, and observation. This opens the door to what some physicists and mystics alike consider the multiverse of potential futures. All of them exist, but only one will crystallize into your experience timeline. That very randomness seems to imply that not everything is pre-written. In this view, the future can't be fully formed because not all events are settled. Some remain in flux until they actually happen. This perspective aligns closely with principles in quantum mechanics, where particles exist in a state of probability until observed. Similarly, our reality might operate under a model where outcomes are not fixed, but probabilistic, shaped by interaction, observation, and choice. But this introduces a fascinating implication, that the act of awareness itself plays a role in determining the path of unfolding events. Consciousness may not just witness reality, it might help shape it. It appears these unresolved variables aren't flaws in the system. They're features, built-in mechanisms that allow consciousness to interact with reality in real time. Rather than a rigid script, the universe operates like a dynamic canvas. This suggests that spontaneity, co-creation, and transformation are not just philosophical ideals, but intrinsic to how reality functions. In this framework, consciousness is not only perceiving, but actively influencing the emergence of experience. In other words, while the stage may be set and all possible outcomes accounted for, the act of consciousness itself plays a starring role in determining the script that unfolds. According to theoretical physicist David Deutsch, one of the leading voices in the many worlds interpretation, it's not that the future is fixed, but rather that it's encoded, like countless scripts stored on a cosmic drive, waiting to be run. Your observation, your awareness, and your intent serve as the selection mechanism, collapsing possibilities into a lived reality. This is where physics meets metaphysics. The structure exists, but the flow depends on you. So in a strange and poetic way, the future is written, but it's written in every possible way. Your will, focus, emotion, and choices are like a pen hovering above the page, deciding which story gets inked into your experience. You're not just in the block universe, you're shaping your path through it. Now let's crack open the mystical vault. Research into the zero-point field, a quantum vacuum filled with infinite energy, suggests that memory and consciousness might be stored non-locally, in the fabric of space itself, like a cosmic cloud drive. Physicist Dr. Hal Puthoff and others have proposed that the zero-point field could act as a vast informational reservoir, not just of particles, but of patterns, meaning the structure of your thoughts, intentions, and even identity could be encoded into space-time itself. Even more shocking, recent findings in quantum gravity and black hole thermodynamics show that information is never lost. It's preserved holographically, which supports the idea that every thought, experience, or moment of awareness you've ever had is still etched into the very scaffolding of existence. This suggests that your mind is not just inside your head. It's surfing a cosmic neural network connected to everything, everywhere at once. This means you are not a brain experiencing a world. You are the world experiencing a brain, a holographic interface, a portal. Indigenous cosmologies and advanced physics are finally shaking hands, whispering the same thing. Your soul doesn't enter the body, it envelops it. You are not inside yourself. You are inside yourself. So in the same way, perhaps you're not in the universe. Perhaps you are it, a self that is boundless. As mystical teachings propose, your soul is not in your body is in your soul. From this lens, the block universe becomes a multi-dimensional labyrinth. You as an observer could be navigating these infinite hallways, which means your dreams, intuitions, synchronicities, even your imagination might be echoes and messages from these other versions of you, not bound to one timeline, one life, or even one identity. Because if your greater self exists beyond linear time, it's already aware of all your possible futures. It's not guessing what will happen. It's experienced them. That inner nudge, that gut feeling, that sudden inspiration, that could be your multidimensional consciousness whispering, hey, go this way. So while the scientific view tells us the future may be structured, the mystical view tells us we interface with that structure in non-linear, deeply personal ways. In short, the future may exist, but you still get to choose your version of it. I mean, that's how you experience life, right? It feels like you're choosing. It feels that you're deciding for yourself, like the future is unwritten, waiting for you to decide what happens next. But yet, what if it's not? What if every choice, every detour, every heartbreak was already part of a script we're simply discovering, not creating? That thought, it's haunting. The guilt, the joy, the regret. Maybe we were always meant to take that path. Maybe you're not lost. Maybe you're exactly where the universe always intended you to be. And that realization, it doesn't take away your power. It gives your story meaning. Now, what do you think, fellow human? If your body exists within your soul, then what does that say about your true location in space and time? If consciousness is truly non-local, is it possible that you're not simply in the universe, but that the universe is inside your awareness? Let us know in the comments. As we wrap up this exploration, we understand that time isn't passing. It's all happening at once. From Einstein's spacetime to quantum multiverses, one truth echoes through all layers. You are not moving through time. Time is unfolding around you. Your soul is a navigator, not of events, but of frequency. When you tune into your highest resonance, you shift realities, bend timelines, and awaken to the story your soul already knows. The truth may be that we exist across timelines, making micro choices in a macro destiny. So, the next time you feel stuck in the present, remember, you're not limited by time. You're surfing its waves. The past, future, and infinite versions of you are all accessible, not through force, but through alignment. If your soul already knows where you're going, what happens when you remember the way too? If you're interested in a deeper exploration of what it truly means to achieve alignment and how to access that state in your own life, let us know in the comments. Thank you, humans. If you enjoyed this short exploration into the mysteries of space-time, don't forget to leave us a like and share it with your fellow Earthling. Subscribe to the collective for more mind-expanding revelations of reality and existence. We are waiting for you inside. Until next time, fellow human, and stay aligned.